I'm sorry I look like I'm a bundled up kitten, but it is so cold. Anyway, I want to do something different today, so let's do this. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you are clicking on one of my videos, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Liz, and I bundle a bunch of different content onto my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video, and I hope you enjoy. So, like I said, I want to do something different. I haven't really done this before, but I've jumped into the lore so much that I want to talk about it. And, you know, this might be repeated from other people. This might be some of my own ideas, but I figured I'd go ahead and share them with y'all. So, what I wanted to do was just go over more of the episode and just make a theory or two. So, because there's actually a lot of the episode that went over my head, and because I was just trying to enjoy the episode, there was much more I wanted to say. Plus, it had been so long since I had done a review before that I actually missed a lot of comments that I usually make about this episode. So, let me see if this works. Let me try something real quick, and then we'll get into it. Alright, ready? Let's try this view because this will be different because y'all never actually seen the full back of my background. Alrighty, so like I said, I just wanted to make just a few quick comments, and the episode will be down here over my chest so you can follow along with me. It's basically what we were doing during the season 1 trailer, except we're just going over the episode. So here we go, we have our warning. So what I wanted to first mention was that I really wanted to talk about Stolas more than anything. So when I first watched this, I noticed the phone, let me play it right here. The phone poofed up and all I saw was the poof. I didn't see the Blitzy is calling part. So when I made that comment between this part right here, where Moxie makes the poof of smoke, I was referring to that. I was referring to the phone because Stolas loves Blitzo, so I was thinking the phone was recreating the same effect because, so it just, I got lost up in the moment and that's what I saw, but that's obviously not what happened. But this is still a very cool effect. Anyway, back to Stolas. So what I thought somebody was finally going to talk about was that between here and when he shows up in his cape, he has a white strip in his hair. And we just thought he's getting, you know, older because back in episode 2, he said that he wasn't always going to be around. He always said that one day he would not be here. So when we saw the gift and we saw, you know, the trailer, we always assumed that he was just getting older, that he was maybe going to die. But what I really think now and seeing this, anyway, what I think now by seeing this is that I think he was totally inspired by the soap opera by this lady with the white strip. Since he was watching it, he got inspired to do the white strip because in the makeup, we don't see the, if we go through this scene, we don't see the white strip until he's dolling himself up. So between one scene and the next, it's just there. There we go. Yep, see? Before, after. He doesn't have the white strip. So I think it's just makeup and, you know, maybe some product, especially because he's covering himself in product. I think it was really just an inspiration from the show. I don't think it means that he's going anywhere, but even still, in part 2, he could still die from maybe Stryker. He could still die because, you know, assassins are still after him. He could still die because of Stella's hit on him. It could be something else. But in this sense, I still think that he just thought of the white strip because of the show he was watching. But also, if you have watched my other reviews of Helluva Boss, what I always mention is that Stolas is sometimes in a crown and sometimes not in a crown. And in this whole episode, he is not once in a crown. And I did not mention that throughout my entire review. And I was going like, man, I didn't make that comment. And that's usually my go-to comment, was that he's still not wearing a flippin' crown. So yeah, I mentioned the crown on the bowl, but I didn't mention the crown on his head. And I just thought that was hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, he's still not wearing a crown. And also, this is where, again, we're still talking about Stolas. This is back to the ending scene where he makes the comment that him and Stella are separated. Now, I've said this several times, and if you see my comments to people I reply to, I'm from a family that has been separated once upon a time, and it literally didn't mean anything. Like, they were still technically married. They never got a official divorce. They were just living in separate houses, and, you know, so I think with everybody making a comment that Stella and Stolas are separated, I don't think it really means anything. I think it would mean something more if he actually officially announced that he was leaving Stella, or that he was officially divorced from her. But him mentioning that, you know, Octavia is with her mother that weekend, that means nothing to me. Like, it just means that, yeah, they're living in separate houses, but also Stolas is a demon prince. She's a demon princess. They're rich. They're not, you know, they're not Asmodeus. They're not Lucifer. They're not that kind of rich, but they're right below them. So them living in separate houses is nothing. They probably have like 3 houses around each ring of hell. So, like I said, it just doesn't mean anything to me, and I don't think it means anything yet. Like, it obviously does not mean that he's ready to officially announce that he's divorced, that he's single now. The fact that he goes out with Blitz, though, and, you know, doesn't try to hide that he's with Blitz because they're sitting at the same table, that is a step up, but at the same time, it's not an official declaration that he's officially divorced from Stella. That's all I'm trying to say about that. And then, since we are on this part, let's talk about how hurtful this scene is. So we have Blitz and Stolas. This is definitely the best part of the entire episode. This writing, the scenery, the sad facial expressions, the voice acting. It's amazing. The small hints of sadness from both. And it was made aware to me that at the end of this, he actually says Blitz. He doesn't say Blitzy. He doesn't say Blitzo. He actually calls him Blitz, like he always wants. And here's my thing on this, is that we have Stolas and Blitz. Stolas, the best way to describe it is that, the way I see it, is that Stolas obviously was forced into this marriage with Stella. It's an arranged marriage. It's not something he wanted. And, you know, he tried to make the best of a best situation, or the best of a bad situation with, you know, raising Octavia right, trying to be there for her, you know, and also obtaining to his demon duties. Yes, I said duties. Don't be those people. Sorry, I had to say that. Anyway, so he was in a relationship where it was forced. They had a kid, and then they probably did not love each other past that. Like, you know, they didn't even cuddle. They didn't, you know, there was no love in the relationship. And now we see him trying to love Blitz. I think he does love Blitz, but again, you have to understand that this is firstly a man too. And also, this is the first time he's going after a relationship that he wants. And he doesn't truly understand how to get through to Blitz. That's the saddest thing, is that he picked the wrong person to get through, because he picked the most damaged person he could possibly pick. Blitz has had such a traumatic past that he doesn't let anybody in. And those he cares about, he pushes away the most, because he doesn't want to hurt them. So you can see that Stolas does care and does want something, and does want to be with Blitz in a normal relationship sense, but because this is his first time trying to get it for himself, he has no idea how to communicate that. And then also, again, with Blitz, it goes beyond. Blitz is so self-destructive and blind that the small hints that Stolas tries to give him, he can't see, because he's just so prone to push people away, and to also just completely believe that Stolas wants nothing more than to basically just have sex with him, just have a physical relationship, not an emotional one. And it's just so hurtful. But it's understandable. The other things I really wanted to talk about was, again, between Fizzarali and Blitz, because, as I said, mainly in my Lululand episode, was that I am a big, huge shipper of Fizzarali, RoboFizz, and Blitzo together. But now I want to just talk about Fizzarali, not RoboFizz. So, what I really wanted to talk about Fizzarali was that I made a comment on how you could still hear robo sounds, and people have informed me that he is actually half and half. He is half imp and half robot. Now, the way we can watch him is that apparently he has robo hands and robo legs. But if you also watch this scene, his two hat pieces are very floppy. So what we can assume is that he has no horns as well. So
okay, keep that guy far away from me.
Keep that guy away from me. I'm sorry, I have to pause it every time I watch that part. Anyways, so we're going to eventually learn the history between Blitzo and Fizzarali, because according to the camera at the end of the episode, the wonderful picture, it goes through so fast that hopefully we'll see it. We have this one here, and then we also have this one here. They were friends. They somehow grew up together, or somehow they were friends. Somehow they know each other. But Fizzarali has horns in this one, but I'm going to safely assume that he does not have horns, and he even might be missing his headpiece because of whatever happened between him and Blitz. Now, I mean, losing your arms, your legs, the imp symbol that makes you who you are, and your horns, I would probably not want my best friend to be Blitzo either, but I am still very looking forward to understanding what happened, because even in the earlier picture, I mean, he still looks a little older, and this is obviously teenagers, and this is still Fizzarali. So we have to learn the story of when this exactly happened. Like, did he hurt his sister, which I will talk about next? Did he hurt his sister and then turn to Fizzarali for comfort, and then somehow either accidentally or purposely end up hurting Fizzarali so much that Fizzarali and him had a fallout? But it wasn't enough of a fallout that he went to go work at the circus and ran in and made a relationship or some kind of hate relationship with RoboFizz. Or he started working at that circus and RoboFizz came, and that would be an interesting thing if he went to work at Lululand because he had to be chased away from the entertainment ring or the entertainment section, and that was the only job he can get. But Fizzarali, either healed from his wounds or was able to get with Asmodeus so quickly that he started making the RoboFizz dolls, that he learned that Blitzo was working there and sent a RoboFizz doll to Lululand just to get back at Blitz. That would be so cool to think about. Like, that's how it happened, and that's how Blitz decided to start Imp by himself. So we have come to the absolute ending of it all. This one scene where we see I have learned their names. This is Teela, Barbie Wire, and him. Oh, I never realized the background. I always represent stripes with Beetlejuice stripes, but it's the big thick stripe and the small stripe that looks more like the Beetlejuice coat. Just putting that out there. Anyway, but so we learned this is Teela and Barbie Wire, and Blitzo and Barbie Wire being twins, and we have either been told that Teela is now his mother, when in the pilot, Teela was just one of the siblings. I'm hoping and praying that they go with a older sibling, because if it's a story of them losing their mom, I'm going to break down like a baby, and it's just going to be very, very hard for you all to watch. But anyway, we understand that Teela is part of the family still, because she is wearing the choker that Blitz wears as either a belt or his own choker. So, and then we still have to learn of what he did to Barbie Wire, and yeah, I am so ready for this ride, and I think that's all I really mainly... Oh, no. I did want to mention this as well. This scene right here with the pictures, I've only seen one other person point this out, but this is a wall of, drawings, pictures, everything. The walls of horse drawings, we can come to believe this is from Blitz because he loves horses, but we just get to see more of the destructive and how much Blitz hates himself, because every single picture that he is in, he has basically gone over with a Sharpie and written himself out of the picture. He wants to stare at people he cares about, but never himself. Because you see it there, you can see it here, you can see it here with him and Luna, and you can see it here with the big one with Luna, Moxie, and Millie. And then this is also probably another picture of him and Barbie Wire. And again, he has cut himself out. He hates himself so much that he wants the people that he cares about in his life, but at the same time, he can't look at himself. And we have no idea why. We have no idea on what the story behind that is. Like, how is he so destructive to himself? How is he so angry at himself that he doesn't even want to include himself in his own life? And I completely had missed this when I first watched it, is that Luna got invited out by text. So I thought that was pretty cool, because Verosco Mayday was at the club, but we did not see text. He wasn't part of the posse that was there. So that's good. That's very good for her. I'm very sad that she was barely in this episode, but this little part does make me happy that she's getting some friends, that she's getting somewhat of a life of her own, like all good wolves should. Also, I did want to say one last thing, is that I mentioned that all we were missing was Stryker, but I don't really believe we can include Stryker, because, I mean, yeah, they flirted, but Stryker does not really have the relationship with Blitzo the same way that Fizzarali and Verosca Mayday does. So my final comment of this is that this song, The House of Osmodeus, is, I want to say it's my favorite song because it's a longer song. Like, it does take a good probably 3 minutes of the show, probably 4. And I love long songs, and I also love songs that give you a story. But let's just say that the voice acting from the amazing Alex Brightman, and how he completely embodies Beetlejuice through this deranged clown, is amazing. But also, let's also not disregard the amazing James Monroe Inglet, and I'm pretty sure I still said that wrong. No, Englehart. There we go. I just missed Englehart. My bad. Anyway, but let us not forget the wonderful voice acting that he has performed, and the fact that we got to see this marvelous leader of hell, and just how the relationship between him and Fizzarali, but also just the voice acting between the both of them, the singing, the song. This was incredible, and I did not need the mental image of Genie from Aladdin and Beetlejuice in a relationship, but that is what vivziepop does to us. So, alrighty, with that scarring image that if I have to deal with it, you have to deal with it, I shall leave you all with that, and there is literally nothing else to say. Sorry about that. One last thing. I wanted to say that after I had watched the last episode, I had gone back to the season 1 trailer, and I realized, y'all, whatever we see in the next episode is completely new. We have literally seen every scene in the season 1 trailer, so whatever we see next is going to be a surprise. So I'm sure everybody else knows that by now, but I thought that was absolutely very cool that whatever comes next is going to be something we haven't seen before. So yeah, I thought I'd just mention that. I have absolutely enjoyed doing Helluva Boss content, and our next video is going to be our anniversary of watching Helluva Boss, because the first episode I did was episode 2 that came out in December, and if vivziepop releases the finale part 2 in December, that will be our anniversary. And I wanted to say happy anniversary to vivziepop with this episode. Y'all are amazing. Your creation team is amazing. And also happy birthday to vivziepop. So, if you all have liked what you've seen here, please give it a massive thumbs up because it helps out this channel in several ways. If you have enjoyed my Helluva Boss content, please hit that subscribe button because I will be doing more in the future. And I also do weekly videos. As I always say, I personally never care about the notification bell. I suggest following me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr in that order because that is where I will be posting what I'll be doing next so you all can know which ones you want to watch and which ones you do not. What are your all theories for Helluva Boss? What do y'all think will happen? What do you think about Barbie Wire? What do you think about Tila? What do you think between the relationship of Blitzo and Fizzle-Raleigh? Anything you have to comment, please comment down below because you know I love hearing from y'all. If y'all have liked this review, I also have other reviews here and here. And with this relieved sigh of curiosity for what is to come, I shall say goodbye and I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye!